E3 2015 was a pretty spectacular show all up, and while many of us were front and center to see Uncharted 4, Fallout 4 and Star Wars Battlefront, I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you some of the awesome trailers that you might have missed out on. Dark Souls 3 wasn't really on anybody's radar given the very recent success of From Software's other big game, Bloodborne. Nonetheless, the announcement trailer was wonderfully gloomy in typical Souls fashion. Although the series is huge, you could be forgiven for missing this little 2-minute trailer stuffed in between other game presentations at the Microsoft press conference. The doom and gloom ended with the image of a huge and towering foe, and the rumor mill is already rolling into overdrive, speculating on what the next installment will have in store. Microsoft wasn't done there though. They also had a sweet trailer to announce ReCore, a new game from Keiji Inafune and some of the developers behind Metroid Prime. The beautiful trailer, which takes place in the desert, showcases protagonist Jewel and her sidekick alongside a number of creatures who appear to function via cores. Said cores appear to represent the essence or soul of a creature and can be rehomed. They also come in both good and evil form, as helpfully represented by their blue or red color. We're told that the story will revolve around the character of Jewel and her robot companion Mac, who can be transferred into other forms. If you watched the Ubisoft press conference, then you definitely caught the trailer for South Park: The Fractured But Whole. For the rest of you though, it's definitely worth checking out. In probably the funniest trailer of the show, South Park did an awesome job of warming up the crowd, with lines which included, "Now available for pre-order." Yeah, everybody pre-order, like that's a good idea. Cartman also called the previous game, The Stick of Truth, quote, "barely even an RPG. The combat sucked," adding, "We won't settle for anything less than a 9.5 from GameSpot." Even though it's not being developed by Obsidian Entertainment again, we can hopefully assume that this one will follow in the acclaimed footsteps of the previous game. Although there were plenty of rumors, no one was 100% sure what Killzone dev Guerrilla Games were going to pull out of the bag this year. Whilst we suspected it would be graphically impressive, it turned out that Guerrilla had more to show than just a pretty trailer. Horizon Zero Dawn is one of those game names we'll just accept for what it is and hope it makes more sense later on. But even if it doesn't, this trailer already had heads turning. It told a fascinating story of the rise and fall of civilizations and fearsome robotic beasties. But to top it all off, Guerrilla gave us a live gameplay demo to show us that the game was the real deal. Horizon was a pleasant surprise which helped Sony set the press conference bar high. Finally, I have to give this last spot to my personal favorite trailer of E3 2015, and that's the surprisingly touching Unravel. In a slew of conferences filled with explosions, gargantuan enemies, and epic worlds, Unravel set itself apart with a little woolly protagonist called Yanni and his seemingly small-scale adventure. The charming puzzle platformer warmed the hearts of even the most jaded of game journos in the audience, and provided a refreshing respite in the EA press conference. Sure, we were emotionally manipulated by a real-life Yanni doll and some deliberately emotive background music, but it was great to see EA take some time out from showcasing Battlefront and its sports titles to highlight something totally left of field. Those were 5 of my favorite trailers which you might have missed out on, but be sure to let me know down in that comment section which trailer from E3 2015 was your favorite and why. I'll catch you again next week.